Alright guys, this might be, full disclosure, this might be the last video you ever see of me because when my wife finds out what I just did, she might kill me. Oh goodness, what do we got? It is the SCX10 old school Bronco. My hobby shop had one of these left and I was waffling back and forth, back and forth. In the end, I flipped a coin to decide whether or not to get it and I ended up getting it. So here it is. Got my little man here. Whoa, is right. Man, it's beautiful.
Watch what can I tell you?
Here it is, guys. I hope the audio in this is okay. It's super windy out here. This thing is gorgeous. Look at that. It's the most satisfying part. Oh, it's so nice. Look at the detail in this thing. What you think, buddy?
I think it's awesome.
Look at the interior. Tube doors. Yeah, looks awesome. I'm gonna fire this thing up.
Can I see?
All right, we are good to go. Awesome. Let's button this thing up and hit it. All right, we're loading up. We're gonna go take it. We're gonna hit an off-road spot.
What's this? Oh!
Got my trusty mechanic here, my wingman. Nothing. I think it's got the headlights and the running lights on it. Looks so awesome. Tail lights on it too. Super cool. Alright guys, it's super windy out here. I'm just going to unload this thing. We're going to have some fun. I'm going to run it, get some run footage for you guys. I'm also losing my voice too. We're going to have some fun. We're going to run this thing and then I'll circle back with you at the studio, give you my final thoughts and my first impressions and then my thoughts on this thing after running it for a bit. So, catch you in a minute. We're going to have some fun. As you can see, I am still here. My wife took it pretty well, and aside from some initial eye rolling and a few sideways glances over the next couple days, she took it pretty well. But yes, here is yet another tent scale on the bench here. Boy, these things multiply like rabbits. $2.99 for this thing. I just could not pass it up. My local hobby shop had this one. It was the only one left. I went in and out of that shop every day for the last 10 days, I swear. And it came down to flipping a coin in my driveway to make the decision to buy it. And that's exactly how I got it. Now, this thing wasn't really on my radar prior to the sale. I'd seen it on display here and there, but it didn't really grab my attention because it wasn't something I was really looking for. But you lower that price, man, down to $2.99 and the thing starts looking really, really good. I kind of wish I'd gotten the teal one. That was really my favorite. But now that I see the white and the blue in person, I think it looks really good. This thing just looks fantastic. Why don't we jump in here? I'm not going to do a real deep dive on this thing because there's been a lot of video content on this thing already. It's been out for a year or so. So there's a lot of in-depth reviews. I encourage you to check out Matt over at Scale Builders Guild. Has got a fantastic video on this rig. Greg over at RC Driver as well. Those two guys really knocked it out of the park with this thing. So I'm just going to give you my impressions of this. Opening the box, I'll show you what comes in the box, go over some of the key features, give you my first impressions, and then we'll wrap it up there. Let's check this thing out. So when you open up the box, let's see what you get. So obviously you get the rig itself ready to go, but you also get this bundle of parts and things here. So we get our owner's manual. We've got a sticker sheet, bumper stickers as well. I like the problem, no problem one. That's cool. You get some different colored stripes. If you wanted to change out the blue, you could do some different colorations on here. We get some additional body posts. Now, if you did want to swap out the body and put something different on there, you get some body posts. That's pretty cool. They thought of that. Detailed manual here. I'm not going to go through this in depth. I will check this out. Since I'm still learning the 10th scale, I think this is very valuable to check out myself. We have kind of a little kit here with a bunch of components. Let's open this up and take a look. So we have the waterproof ESC case here. Put your ESC or your receiver in there, whatever you're going to upgrade to. So I think that's really cool that they include that for you. One of the themes throughout this whole truck, I feel, and the 10.3 is that Axial has really considered what you're going to do with it from a customization standpoint. You'll see when we get into the rig itself. But I really like that they've already kind of thought about customization with the body posts, with the different stickers, with this case here for your electronics. I think it's really cool that they're already aware of what you're going to do with it. You're going to totally make it yours and change a lot of these things, which is awesome. I love that Axial even includes the 4 AA batteries for your transmitter. So this is truly an RTR model. Take it out of the box, throw the batteries in, run it, assuming that you have the battery for the rig itself. That is one thing that you're going to need. We have our components to hook up the 2-speed transmission. This is equipped with the dig ready to go, but there is also an optional upgrade for the 2-speed transmission, and they give you the components to hook that up. Since it's already built into the transmission, you just need to hook up a micro servo to it, and they give you the components to do that, which again, very cool. You get the Spectrum DX3 transmitter. Now, I like this transmitter. It's got, like, it has the thumb lever on it. It's pretty easy for one-handed operation. You've got 3-channel, obviously, because it has the dig function already set up. It is set up on the rig. It is not programmed into the remote. So that is an extra step that you will have to do, is to set up your remote to operate the dig, which is a little cumbersome. Once you learn it, it's not bad at all. I set it up on my son's 10.3 Gladiator and it wasn't bad at all. So that would be your function here on the AB switch here down by your thumb. This is mated to the Spectrum Firma 2-in-1 ESC receiver combo. If you run any type of smart batteries or anything like that, it'll show your battery level on the transmitter. So that's what you get in the box. Let's check out the rig now. All right, now on to the fun stuff. Let's check this thing out. So the looks and the fit and finish of this thing is excellent. I love how it looks. It's got kind of a late 60s era Bronco look to it. Kind of a resto mod theme to it though. And that carries through into the motor, or the fake motor rather, underneath here, which you'll see in a minute. But I really love how it looks. It has the Lexan body, but it has a lot of nice plastic and injection molded parts. The fender flares here, these are hard plastic. These are not Lexan, so I feel like they'll be able to take some abuse. It definitely feels very solid, very rigid. The front end on it here, it has, I love the front end. I think the headlights and the marker lights, which are functional, look fantastic. I love the bumper with the kind of winch guard slash bull bar on there. Looks great. It has the ram air scoop on here, which is not functional, obviously, but looks great. Coming around to the back, it's got the full-size matching spare with the matching wheel on here. I think is awesome. I love the look of the back of it. It's got functioning tail lights as well. It's got the bumper here with the spots to mount D-rings if you want to. Looks like bucking Bronco for the license plate. Coming back to the front here, I want to point out just on the bull bar here, it's got little mounting spots for fog lights, I would imagine. So remember when I said the Axial has really acknowledged that this thing's going to be customized and upgraded. They've given you the options to do that. So again, you've got the spots here to put your D-rings, your tow hooks, whatever you're going to put there, and then the additional lighting there on the bull bar, which is going to be very cool. The cage on the top of the body here, this is very solid, feels very good. Again, it has spots on here to mount a roof, I'm assuming. I've seen some of them online with a roof attached to it. The doors, so it has the functioning tubular doors. They have the little pin to hold them closed, so make sure you don't lose your pin. They have a really nice feel to them, nice action to them. Overall, I think the exterior looks fantastic. It was bigger than I expected. Seeing them on display, like I said, I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to them, didn't pick one up or get really close to them, but seeing it out of the box and in person, it was much bigger than I expected it to be. And I think that's a bit exaggerated because of the high ride height. It's got the 100mm shocks on it, which lift it up significantly, and the 4.7-inch Falken Wild Peak tires on here look pretty small on this body. So even though they are a good sized tire, they look diminished because of the height of the body. And one of the things I am considering is taking off the 100mm and swapping them with my 10.3 Gladiator, which has the 90mm. So I think dropping this down with the 90s would give a really nice, more scale appearance and also give it more functionality, I think. Speaking of the tires, so it does have fully licensed Falken Wild Peak MT tires. These are a 4.7-inch. They come on these glorious aluminum wheels. The cover here in the center, which you can spin that off, and it does have your wheel nut behind it. The wheels just look great. Such a great retro look to it. These things are mounted to straight axles. This is actually, I was looking at the straight axle kit for my Gladiator. This is really the kit just assembled onto this 10.3 chassis, which is why you get the 100mm shocks, because it lifts up the chassis to compensate for the portals. So you get the same ride height as the 10.3 would with portal axles due to the increased shock length. We do have a metal panhard mount. We've got all metal links. Let's take a look at the interior. So the details of the interior, this thing is really, really sharp. I love the details that they've done to it. A full scale interior here. We have our gear shifters in the center console. It's even got the rubber boots on the bottom. We've got gauges with stickers with the numbers and the lettering on there. The radio with the dials, with the old school looking radio on there. Looks fantastic. We've got injection molded seats. This injection molded steering wheel, which even has the stalk for the blinkers. Great detail in here. My only complaint about the interior is that I wish it wasn't so glossy. I wish it kind of just cheapens the feel a little bit, I think, in my opinion. You've got this incredibly detailed interior. Like, they did such a good job with the interior. It looks amazing. But the very glossy shine of it just kind of gives it the plasticky feel, if that makes sense. On the floor, you've got Ford floor mats on here. These are just stickers, but they look great. The pedals, and I love that the cage is open. I don't know if I'd want to put a roof on it because I don't want to hide this interior. Let's open this thing up, take a look underneath real quick. This does utilize the 4 posts with the pins at each corner. They come out easy enough. It's still a little cumbersome. It's easier to do than the 10.3 Gladiators, I feel. Inside, now this is something I really love. Inside, it has the 5-liter Coyote V8 motor. It's a shame that you can't see this anywhere other than taking the body completely off. But I love that it looks just like the actual Coyote motor. They did great. So again, with the Resto Mod theme, you can imagine this is a late 60s Bronco with the modern motor and drivetrain stuck in it for performance and fun. I just get that vibe from it. It's really cool. We've got 2 spots for batteries. You have your position in the back here if you want to run the standard size packs. If you want to run a smaller battery pack, Axial gives us that option here on the left hand side. We do have the micro servos hooked up to the dig already, so that is ready to go. The 2-speed transmission is kind of hidden in here. To activate that, you do have to take the transmission apart because there is a there's a spacer inside the transmission that prevents the transmission from slipping in and out of low gear. So it's locked into low gear until you take that spacer out. Not a huge ordeal to take that out. I did it on my son's Gladiator, and I'm a complete rookie when it comes to these, so it wasn't bad. Again, we've got the Spectrum Firma Smart ESC receiver combo. We've got the spots available for the rock lights in each corner if you wanted to add these in. So again, another layer of customization that's already there for us. The servo in the motor itself, the real motor, is tucked underneath the motor here. So we get the standard full-size servo in here. We do have a 35-turn dynamite motor. Kind of tricky to see. You can kind of see it there a little bit. But anyway, it's nice that that's hidden under the fake motor. I think that's just cool. It's just a neat touch. Button this thing up and I'll give you my first impressions from driving it. So driving impressions, I think the first thing that needs to be said is that this is a great trail truck. So you need to level set your expectations before driving it, which I did. I certainly didn't buy it thinking it was going to be a capable hardcore rock crawler right out of the box. I bought it because I wanted it to be purely a trail truck, something for when Axel and I are running through the trails. We're not doing real crawling. Can take this thing and just cruise through the trails, hit some light obstacles, have fun, and just enjoy the scale, look, and capabilities of this thing. And in that regards, it does fantastic. It's super fun to watch it drive around, and it is very capable. The 10.3 platform is very capable. It does a great job on moderate to somewhat hard obstacles. But the high ride height of it and this heavy body make it a little bit tippy. I did notice a couple times that it felt a little top heavy and toppled over here and there, but it wasn't as bad as I was expecting, truthfully. It drove and handled some pretty aggressive terrain very well and did not flip over or roll over nearly as much as I was expecting. So I was pleasantly surprised by how well it did, but I still think it could really benefit from having the ride height come down a little bit. But the scale realism and the beautiful look and the fit and finish of this thing just make it a whole lot of fun to drive. It's just enjoyable to cruise around the trails and watch it do its thing. Ton of fun. With the straight axles on it, gives it a fantastic scale look. I did not notice any ground clearance issues. I still feel like the tires are big enough that you've got plenty of clearance to get up over what you need to do. Like I said, you're probably not buying this to do hardcore rock crawling. So for the things that this will mostly be used for, I imagine that the straight axles and the tire setup and things work really well. So overall, I really, really enjoyed this truck. I did not need it by any means. I am certainly glad that I got it. I will say that. I'm really happy that I was able to capitalize on the sale. And this is just another great addition to the fleet. It's going to be a lot of fun for when I don't want to do hardcore crawling and just want to hit the trails and have fun with my son. This is going to be a great rig to take out and enjoy being outdoors and doing some light crawling and some good trail running. So overall, I really did get really happy with it. But let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of the early Bronco? Did you capitalize on the $299 sale? I know a lot of people did when they dropped those prices. And if you've got one of these things, let me know what some of your favorite mods were. How'd you customize yours? As always, guys, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate your time. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so, and I will see you in the next video.